Okay. Yay, we both live.
I'll find yours whenever it pops up and stick it in my chat. Oh, you want to watch this now? Yes, I want to watch this now. Thank you. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Okay, that was weird.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm ready to start when you are. The
Okay.
recording, that is.
I'm going to hit the recording button and get this rolling. Ugh. We be recording.
Yay.
Yep. Okay. Sorry. I've got 3 notifications on 3 different screens all at once as soon as I hit record. That was bad timing. Okay. I'm Matt. That's Matt. We are the Wrestling Mats, and we're going to talk about Raw. Might get Ghostface popping in again, which always is good times. And besides that, we're going to do what we do. We started a little bit later because, well, the game was closed for Monday Night Football. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, as much as we are wrestling fans, we are also football fans, so we like to see the games.
Yeah. Yeah. As anybody who watched last week would know.
Especially if it's a good one.
Or I'm just pissed at the Bengals for not being able to score more than like 3 points.
Oh, yeah, that. I forgot about that, thank God.
So, anyways, we're going to babble about Raw for, well, if people pop in for a little while. If no one pops in, then for like 45 minutes. Because, I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I'm sure. Well, how would you describe Raw?
Um, yeah, honestly, I kind of liked it better than the last few weeks. Um, I don't know necessarily to say if it was all that different, but I don't know. I was actually just more into it this week than I have been the past few weeks.
That's
Um,
good. It's going to be real hard to be into Crown Jewel at 8 a.m.
oh yeah, and next Raw is technically at 8 a.m. This is basically get home from work and start watching.
Right.
So
Pump
that's
for that
interesting.
6 a.m. kickoff, that 6 a.m. countdown show they got too while we're at it.
I ain't doing that. If you want me to do that, I gotta stay up all night and just go like, okay, I'm still awake.
There's a chance I roll out at the start of the roll to bed at the start of the countdown, but not necessarily guaranteed.
Eh,
Um,
I'll try to make Crown Jewel on time. I'm glad it's gonna be this Saturday and not next Saturday because next Saturday is the opening of Duck and Goose season. So if it was gonna happen, I'd be like, I'm not gonna watch it when it happens. I'll have to watch it later and catch up.
yeah.
Too bad.
So
I got birds to fool.
I'm kind of with you. I did think this episode was a little bit better than the past, but not all that different in ways, but better.
No, I kind of like the flow of it a bit more.
Yeah.
Um, I guess one sort of negative that I'd touch on the whole thing with just like out at the ring or backstage and them having to get the security and say like Nick Aldis there going like, oh, you break it up, you get out of here. Just is it just because I'm older and I'm realizing this is like so played out, or did they do this bad like in the Attitude Era where I'm just like, I just I didn't notice it. Like, was I blind to it then?
I don't know why my vacuum being in this shot bugs me so much, but that's why I keep moving the vacuum. I looked over and noticed the vac. Anyways, did they do it? They did it better, but they did it a lot. Yeah, they did it
Okay,
better than this, but
okay, because right now, that's that's really the only negative I got from the show is they just pull that same get the security and they're all bumbling idiots, although they're trying to build something, but it's
right.
just like, God, man, every time it's the exact same shitty acting. It's just awful.
I like when they cut to the backstage. I like when they use scenes in the backstage. The problem you have is that it's the same, like you said, the security's there. The difference with what they used to do in Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era is that things would happen backstage, and there wasn't like 400 security guards that were always just like Gotham police, like 10 seconds too late. You know what I mean? Like, that was never the case. Like, stuff happened backstage, like, without the need for all the security. It didn't have, security wasn't involved in every single thing. Um, and now it's there. So, like, you'd have brawls break out, and then other wrestlers would stop it or get involved, or something sneaky would happen backstage, and they'd be like, oh, they're going to catch the person. Now there's none of that. There's an interview, and then like 9 times out of 10, the interview gets interrupted by a fight that breaks out in a different hall in eyesight.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be great if, like, on the next LA Knight backstage promo, he goes, oh, damn, you might want to, you're going to be a fight. Going to be a fight right there, right off camera. You should turn that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, call it out before it happens, because it's becoming a trope at this point. I mean, if I want to break down how the show's done, there is a lot of things that bug me just a little bit. Like, I have a problem with how they always do, like, the entrances in at the start of every show. They're showing them coming into the building.
Oh, yeah.
That's super unrealistic in the way they do that.
I mean, they're trying to emulate other sports like basketball, right?
Right, but like, it's always a miscellaneous hallway.
Yeah.
It's always like, and they're just walking down the hallway at miscellaneous times.
Yeah, it's just something that they can clear out, use, and keep fans and other jabrones from walking down and just.
Well, yeah, it's all backstage.
for
It's all in the
fun.
locker room area, but
Yeah.
it doesn't bode any realism to me at all.
Well, I guess they're not fooling you. They're trying to get everyone else with like,
Well, no
look how
one's.
real it is.
So did they? So those 4 athletes do their own makeup, and everybody else in the roster hits the makeup chair after they get there. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I mean, sometimes you got Rhea where she isn't all painted up. She's kind of
rarely, but yes. But the rest of them, their eyeliner, their eyeshadow, the long, whatever the hair situation is, it's all done for each one of those walk-ins.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So they obviously got to the arena, got their hair done, got their makeup done, went and got their luggage, went back to the miscellaneous hallway that probably leads to the gift shop, not the exit on the way out of the building, and then shot that shot.
You just gotta bust that suspension of disbelief. You just gotta go like, wait a minute, wrestling is fake.
I'm just saying, everyone come from, okay, here's the garage. We're going to shoot these shots coming out of the garage. Problem solved.
Hey,
you know?
See, like, Jacob Fatu coming through with a bunch of eyeliner on. He's not doing
He probably wears a little bit.
No.
I
wouldn't tell him that.
mean, I'd ask him politely.
Hey, head kick. No.
I'd kick him back.
Okay. Well, you try. Probably fucking tall.
He is. And it'd be better to attack his legs first if you're me, but that's a different, like, couple leg kicks go a lot further than a head kick on him.
Head kicking you ain't gonna be no problem.
Listen.
Like, I didn't even have to stretch for that one.
Are we talking like a roundhouse or a super kick?
Dealer's choice.
I'll ask how he wants to kick me in the head before he tries it.
How you want to kick me in the head before I insult you here?
I didn't insult him. Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean wears eyeliner.
You say he wears makeup. Johnny Depp's character in the Pirates movies is a effeminate weirdo.
What about... He's hilarious.
He is hilarious. That's what's
an
really
inspiration
kind of funny
to many kids in hospitals all over the world.
Sure, they love him because well, he's an effeminate weirdo, and that's enjoyable on a full-grown adult man
What
who's
about
a
like
pirate.
AFI and like My Chemical Romance? Their singers all wear eyeliner.
Yeah, and they have a beloved fan base.
Are you saying Jacob Buff2's fan base is not beloved?
I'm just saying they are, but just not like because he's like wearing makeup
We're
like
caught up in the wrong part of
as
this.
he's
I think we're
walking
gonna.
into the arena. Jesus Christ, Matthew. Why did we go down that tangent?
I'm just saying, like the makeup isn't done. That's all I'm saying. Like it's not. It's it's a showy thing to just show who's on the show tonight,
Yeah.
and all, and like they could be more creative. Like show them in catering. I don't give a shit. Do something different.
Yeah, I mean that is like a good point to like go with the one I brought up where it's just like there's that just redundancy
Yeah,
where
it's
they
the way that every show
just
starts now. It's set in stone. It's what we do, and I love the ones that show up where they supposedly arrived right at 8 o'clock
oh
and get out of the car,
yeah
and they know they're the first segment apparently because they just walk right on through. Like another good first opening scene would be someone like LA Knight did it recently, but I won't pick on LA Knight because I know Ghostface loves LA Knight, and I like him too. But you know,
I
like
want I want to say fuck that guy as a jest like LA Knight, but I like him too. I
right,
forgot to wear his shirt, but he
but
hasn't shown up yet.
let's say it's LA Knight for just sake of this conversation. Shows up, walks in, acts like he's gonna get there, and Trips just stops him in production. Like, no, you're not the first segment. What the hell are you doing? You don't run this. And Cena comes walking by or something to kick off the show. Like, because again, that's another trope that they just keep doing. There's some
Yeah.
elements that I get that it's a show and it's not meant to. It's meant to be entertainment, but some stuff they're using too often and some stuff is becoming too obvious. I
Yeah.
disliked the way the Kyrie Sane and Io Sky match ended.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
I don't
does the pin. Asuka grabs her arms and pulls her for more leverage under the
yeah.
rope. Excuse me. Jessica is right there counting the three. Jessica, if she sneezed or just twitched the wrong way, would accidentally kick Asuka. That's how close Asuka is to them.
Yeah.
And Io's shoulders are right there next to Kyrie's arms being pulled. Like, you can't tell me there's any logical way that she wouldn't have seen that.
Well, the referees have to play blind sometimes.
Okay,
You
that's
know
one
that.
thing the referee did not do that was remotely realistic in any way, shape, or form. The second thing, post match, Jessica doesn't attempt to raise an arm. Doesn't do anything. She just counts to three and then literally gets out of the ring.
Maybe that's what they
Doesn't
were
attempt to
telling
raise,
her.
and this has nothing to do with Jessica. I'm sure she did exactly what she was told.
It's probably
No
what she was
problem
told
there.
to do. Like,
Yeah, my problem is how they're booking some of this stuff with the way the refs are acting, the way the announcings are acting, the way that the scenes are cut up. They're lazy. I don't know how else to put it. They're lazy. They're redoing the same idea over and over again in a lot of areas. That pin was lazy. Jessica leaving the ring was lazy because it's 2-on-1. Everybody with a brain knows that Asuka's going to hop in and they're going to attack Io, but there's no attempt to raise the hand. There's no attempt to tell them not to do it because Jessica's just like, my job is to count three and then I leave. With the way she's booked to handle this, I'm not saying that's on
yeah.
her. She's a fine referee, but I'm just going to count the three and leave. And then just no one shows up as Io just gets demolished by the two of them. So that
Yeah.
happens and that doesn't make any damn sense.
Well, one because Rhea's already in
Well, I meant
Australia.
officials.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's the security now?
Right. So Jessica could have been like, hey, I'm going to raise your hand, Kyrie, and then go over to check on Io like you would at the end of a competition, like any ref would for any hand-to-hand combat sport. Instead, she just goes, well, Io, you've dealt with worse. I'm sure you're fine. Just lay there dead. And I'm going to go. And Kyrie, you won, so I don't need to raise your hand. I'm just going to leave. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, none of the psychology behind it makes any sense at all. Um, the reuse of the same backstage segments, the way they have, the way they've entered, the mid interview fight that breaks out. I mean, it's been so redundant. Now, again, it did feel better this week than it has in the past, but I fall back on. I hate to say it, but when a show opens with Roman, I think it helps the show.
Yeah.
And then Seth continues to carry the brand. I think his actual inner turmoil with potentially losing the Cody again was well done. And his interaction with Paul Heyman was extremely well done as well. So
yeah, those two together can just write an even bigger masterpiece.
So
I think on their own, and then you put them together, it's just like, well, okay, this is just fucking poetry.
Right. Just that whole segment about what will happen. You left yourself out, gave me a straight answer. And I mean, just brilliant. Brilliant stuff.
Why I chose you.
Right. Instead of Roman.
I mean, that's a good way to light a fire under his ass.
Which is what he'll say he did.
Yeah.
100%. That's the thing I thought. That will be his way when he does win, say that's how he motivated him.
Yeah.
Which makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
So.
Made it sound like I'd go back to Roman if you lost, so you won.
Right.
You couldn't let that happen.
Oh, very first segment, I tweeted about this. They said the word stretcher. I didn't count it, but probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 10 to 20 times. Stretcher. And then they're like, we have a perfect match. I'm like, so a stretcher match? Like you foreshadowed the shit out of a stretcher match by saying stretcher 17,000 times.
Oh, stretcher.
And then they said street fight. I'm like, you guys really suck at foreshadowing. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, you can't promote it like stretcher. You know, this person be sad you left in a stretcher. That person would be sad you left in a stretcher. This person would be sad you left in a stretcher. Know who never left in a stretcher? All these people. A scroll came out. They listed a whole bunch of names. Pretty much the entire Samoan family had never been on a stretcher. They don't even know what the fucking stretcher is. They'd never been on one. And then they're like, so let's fight in a street fight. Well, what? Dude, there's a match that involves the thing you've just said 20 times. Like,
yeah, let's do a stretcher match. Well, maybe in the street fight they'll find a stretcher.
Well, even an ambulance match you can use a stretcher. So even an ambulance match would have a stretcher in it.
Yeah.
Like a street fight.
At this point, an Australian street fight. The fuck are you gonna do? Hit him with a didgeridoo? Who gives a shit?
I mean, I'm bringing a kangaroo. You're getting kangaroo kicked.
It just...
And then you will need a stretcher.
Doesn't make any sense. It's just like, what? I'm
trying to think, what could they do to make it different?
Hey, it's Ghostface. He agrees. Best Raw in weeks.
Yeah, we're all on the same page. We both feel like not much was different, but it was just a little better this week.
Was it... Maybe it was the flow in the matches? Starting Roman first.
I think it was for him. It was LA Knight. LA Knight hitting his move on Jimmy and then getting the pin.
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting way for him to create a little friction with Punk, and just Punk gives him the go to sleep, and then he tags him real quick and rolls up the pin and gets him. That was kind of... That's funny. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, it just keeps the tension high between Punk and Knight as well.
Yeah.
I mean, how long till Jimmy snaps?
I don't know. Like siding with like Jay and Roman and going like, you know what?
Oh no, I don't think he's siding with Jay and Roman. I think he's
gonna snap the other way.
Yeah, he's gonna leave that.
I don't know. I'm not quite convinced which way they're gonna go with Jimmy.
He could go either way at this point. You're still right about that. He could.
They're doing kind of a torn thing with him, like Kyrie is being done with, just in a different way.
Well, his way is this is my family, but they're assholes. That's his method right now.
Yeah, but if his non-family people are fucking, creating problems and lumping him into that stuff, he's potentially gonna snap and just join his family and go like, you know what, fine, fuck it, I'll be an asshole with him. I've done it before. He has done it
Yeah,
before.
I mean that from a Jimmy perspective, I have a hard time seeing him go that way because um he seems to be really struggling with a moral compass, and he was already the last one to see the bad in what he did the first time, like blindly following Roman for no reason.
Yeah,
Um, I missed
where
that match. I missed
yeah,
the. I
I
saw
saw it.
her and Lyra beat up Raquel and them in the backstage area, but I missed the actual match itself. So how'd she get triggered this time?
Uh,
Sorry, I just completely
I mean, I was kind
stopped
of
my thought, and I just want to point out. So we're responding to Ghostface. He, uh, in chat. Worst part of Raw tonight, the Bailey stuff. It's the same stuff over and over again. Sorry, I just
yeah.
threw that out. Stop mid sentence and then.
No, I was paying attention to that too. I'm just trying to think like what set Bailey off. I don't know. Sort of seemed like set off from the fucking beginning, but like just doing the crazy kind of fucked in the head. She doesn't make any sense at all. Like,
But she's even in that mode. She stayed okay with Lyra.
yeah, she was staying like friendly, happy, kind of upbeat with her until she got beat, and then was like, we gotta go fucking chase them in the back and beat their fucking asses because they just, won the match over you.
That's some
And
character
it's just,
development because 2 weeks ago she just would have beat Lyra up for losing.
yeah, she picked Lyra up. Lyra's like, oh shit, are you gonna fucking hit me? And she's like, no, we gotta go hit them. Yeah, happy go lucky. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
that's a weird situation because she's been channeling that crazy anger towards Lyra. Now she's channeling it towards
It,
Judgment Day and
she's
apparently a little bit towards Lyra.
Yeah, she's
I
kind
don't
of.
get what she's doing, but
It's almost like a bipolar sort of a thing,
right. But
and
the
we. D-
trigger for it is different, and where she directs the anger is different. Apparently, this time.
yeah, and this time I don't even know if I'd necessarily say that there was a trigger other than her losing the match. I like it. She didn't really change. She just didn't make sense to us, the audience, or Lyra going like, I just whatever. I just lost a damn match. It wasn't for anything. We gotta go back there and kick their ass. Okay.
Right.
All right, I'll go with you, crazy, as you pull my hair through the fucking ramp to get to the back.
You could be. Yeah. For a moment during the Lyra Sand match, Lyra snapped it for a moment at the start of the match,
Maybe.
and Ghostface did call that Bailey's going to cause Lyra to snap.
Honestly, I thought Lyra and Roxanne's match was the best match of the night. It started off with I'm forgetting the name of the wrestling style. Kind of similar to like kind of like Mexican luchador, like a lot of reversals in the moves. I keep wanting to say like switch wrestling, but that's not the term. I'm forgetting it. Catch wrestling, is that it?
It's a style of wrestling, usually
Yeah,
stiffer, but it's a lot of like Roman style. A lot of that style of wrestling where there's a lot of switching, a lot of um,
they were doing kind of their own version of that, and I was
chain wrestling might be what you're looking
chain
for.
wrestling. There you go.
Okay.
I was kind of locked into that match right away with those two, and it was going pretty good. They were getting a little stiff with each other, a little palming to the face. Roxanne came with a what looked like a nasty slap to Lyra, just like out of nowhere. So they were kind of getting into it, and I don't know if I can speak for the rest of the audience, but got me fucking into it. Just like, oh, these two little bitches are going at it. All right, cool. So
That's okay.
it, I really enjoyed it. So
Good.
it was going pretty well.
Sad I missed it.
I don't know if Ghostface would agree. I mean, maybe he'd be all like, "Yeah, LA Knight fucking got the pin," and then pissed off his tag team partner too. Rub all their noses in it. Uh, Honestly, that one was a good one. Oh yeah,
That was the other match I missed. I missed two of the women's matches tonight.
that one against Becky.
I heard the outcome from the other room.
Yeah, uh, that was impressive because I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Maxine's wrestling.
So good.
Jesus Christ.
I get it.
And who's now. But yeah. No, that was impressive. Maxine's whatever
She's
training
been doing
she's
well.
been doing, she's I don't know what she had to improve from, because I just really, when I kind of came back to wrestling, it was kind of with her with oh god,
Otis.
Yeah, Otis and them.
Tozawa.
And you know, she's just kind of being more like a manager, cheerleader for them. Really, I just wasn't getting her to see her do matches, but that's improvement. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, the announcer sounded stoked for that match as it happened, and yep.
And Becky didn't do the Becky thing of not selling for her opponent and just going like, "Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me." That thing that she likes to do, where it's just like, could you make it look a little bit more real that someone's bouncing your head off the table? I understand you don't really want to headbutt the table, but like a foot away is not selling.
Yeah, she's a little bit distance on the table, but they have 72 camera angles, so she just assumes producer and cut to one that works.
Yeah, well, she's got to do a little bit better on some of that.
I didn't see it. I don't know what the botch was, and I didn't know she was doing the NXT live events. That's good. I knew she was working with Natty in the dungeon, but I had no idea she was doing the NXT live events. And I'm glad they're doing more live events too.
There was one spot with Kyrie and God damn it,
EO.
She gonna said Kyrie's name first because I had EO until I said Kyrie, and then woo, there goes that name. They had one spot where they kind of came and both did a drop kick at each other. It almost looked like they were like if they would have made it where the like sort of like both the feet kind of touched, it would look like more like that was the spot they were going for. But I'm sure a lot of people are just gonna be like, "Oh, that was a botch." Like, well, maybe that the feet didn't touch, that didn't land, but it didn't look like a botch. It looked like they both went for a drop kick at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of times when you have wrestlers who are supposedly know each other so well and stuff like that, you'll see them both do moves that mirror each other, whether it be the double cross body block and blah stuff like that.
I might have missed the apron spot because I'm not sure exactly what you mean on that one. I might have been checking in.
You mean the power bomb on the apron?
Oh,
I want to say the power bomb. It was like it hit awfully up high on EO, where it caught like the upper shoulders, back of the head.
ooh, oh,
I believe, if that's the same spot I'm thinking of. Yeah, she seemed fine. But I think there's a lot of worry about that spot on that kind of move because of Adam Cole going out. It was an Alabama Sam. I'm sorry. Yeah, I literally walked back into the room just in time to see the impact.
Ew.
Yeah, it was up pretty high. It was up real high on the back neck area. But
Yeah.
there was like no stoppage. She just kept rolling with it. It was like, ow, back in. So, but I think there will be a lot of emphasis on the apron being used like that after Adam Cole, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some brutal parts of that match. Like, thank goodness Io's so bendy because the feet up for the elbow drop just got Io folded into a pancake. Essentially, she got stacked because she put her hands up, she put her feet up to stop the elbow, and the elbow came down and just dragged her feet, and so Io eventually just got like scrunched over like she was getting pinned by Rhea Ripley, and she was fine. Everyone was good. Kyrie then went, "Ow, my arm," and so on and so forth. But
Yeah. Yeah.
what did you think of that, Ghostface? I didn't like the pin for that match.
I didn't
I
really
didn't
think
like that they had Asuka assist with everything, like literally a foot away from Jessica. Bit of a downer, but is it bad that I don't hate the vignettes, but I just can't give zero shit about Seth versus Cody? The vignettes are good. I've said this for years. As much as I dislike how many video packages they run, and they run less now than they did 10 years ago, thank God. Um, they have some of the best editors. They really do. The vignettes are always well done. The video packages spliced in with the commentary by them. You know, Seth is selling me on it, Ghostface. I'm not gonna lie. Cody's not doing much for me, but Seth is selling me on it. His angle, his delivery, um, all of that is getting me semi hyped for that match. And it's Seth carrying it. It's him explaining why he's pissed about immediately siding with Roman again, and then him and Paul Heyman discussing what happens if he loses. Seth has got me a little bit excited for that match.
I think I'm closer to Ghostface on this. I'm not exactly the same as him. I don't like give zero shits, but I'm kind of like, oh, this will probably be a fun wrestling match. But it isn't making me go like, I am absolutely going to be up at 8 a.m. to watch the full show. It's not doing that yet.
Well, you don't have to be up at 8 a.m. to watch the full show with Tim. You have to be up by like 10:30. It to be the main event.
I'm just saying it's not that match is not motivating me to get up and watch it on time, let alone the whole uh, PLE.
Yes, you have. Okay, yeah, he is asking the same question over and over again. Seth is sitting there going, I have to beat him." Blah blah blah. But it's a big question for Seth as a character, so I get it. You know, there's a character that has tons of confidence, zero self doubt, always has a game plan, always has a backup plan, and can't get past this guy. So I get where he's coming from that statement. Are they beating us over the head with it? Yes, they really are. It's too much.
Cody won it last time in Saudi.
He won the Crown Rule. Yeah, he won that, and then he also beat Seth the past 3 times or whatever they've wrestled.
Yeah. So at this point, do you effectively job out Seth to Cody for this, or do you let Seth have this one thing that really doesn't count against Cody? I mean, it isn't like title for title. It's just this other title. They just go like, we're going to take it out of the box for one time every year, and the 2 champions are going to wrestle for it, and then it's not going to matter for another 364 days. Do you give it to Seth just to give him and his group more value?
Do they still believe in the group? Does WWE still believe in the group? Because if they don't believe in Vision, then it could end tonight. Not tonight, but you know what I mean, Saturday.
Yeah.
If they have an exit ramp, they made themselves an exit ramp. If they do believe in the vision, then you have all this self doubt, all this build up
I really
for
think
the
they
win,
should.
and then we can go from there. But if they've created an off ramp for this trio, they don't want to use them anymore. So that's kind of the question we have to figure out: is do they want to use them? The Becky thing before that makes me think we're getting a screwy ref thing.
Yeah, we didn't have Braun Breaker at all tonight, did we?
No, is he already in Australia? I know they sent some over to do
Mm. Yeah,
stuff, and I'm sure Ripley was one of them. I would be amazed
Ripley
if
was, yeah.
um who's the New Day's new guy? I can't think of Waller.
Oh
He
yeah,
probably went.
yeah. You send all your actual Aussie people. But wait a minute, is it Bronson Reed an Aussie person or is he New Zealand? Like he just said recently he's Samoan, but he's got one of those two accents. I'm sorry, I can't by ear tell it apart. I'm not that good.
I'm.
Um,
They told me he's Samoan. He's Samoan, just like when Kofi was Jamaican.
but his accent is not Samoan. It's either Australian or it's New Zealand. He's from that that spot. So I don't know. I guess maybe they need to build it more with Roman to be like, hey, you should actually give a shit. Oh, and I'll also figure out what match it was gonna be. After
Right.
they said stretcher, 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 and didn't make it a stretcher or ambulance match.
That hurt my head so bad.
Stretcher,
Yeah.
stretcher, Australian street fight. What?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, but they might be trying to highlight the refs just because of the ref being in AJ being in um highlighted after SmackDown. So now if they do a couple more spots where the refs are involved or criticized, then it just makes it more of a comedic performance, and we move on from what happened on SmackDown. So, and Becky can do that. Becky can sit there and bicker to herself or Seth about how bad the ref was, and people will just find it comical because it's Becky. So,
Yeah, I guess I didn't pick up on that. Maybe doing stuff like that to try and diffuse that really bad scenario that we were just like,
yeah,
okay.
she legitimately got counted out, but here, she's she's the one that can always blame everybody else but herself, and she can do it in a comedic way. I think when she was babbling about how I got counted out, me of all people, I can count to 10. I know how to count, like that kind of stuff. Imagine if this Cody and versus Seth match is how we get the new Vision member. I would not care at all. It depends on who the member is. Does it not?
It does a little bit, but I guess at this point, the three of us can't really think of anyone that impactful that they would stick with them. I mean, who else do you put on there?
He could. Drew could help with Seth with leading in the War Games, but are they setting up War Games now? I know they need to be doing it soon, but I don't know. This for me feels like we're on the precipice of so many factions being started or growing right now. We are at like minor twists and turns away from the bloodline being reformed. If they want to go that route, I don't think Jimmy's going to go there, but it's a possibility. We're a one member away from joining the Vision to making that a stable that's incredibly, up there. And I still have this sneaking suspicion that Cody will turn and at some point he will be the Rock's champion.
Hmm.
So I feel like we're just at all these crossroads where all these things could happen. And I think that they're setting those up at this pay per view more so than War Games, but they need to be because War Games is November. It's right around the corner.
What's it Instagram? I just saw a meme about The Rock's new movie where it's a picture of Triple H go like, "Hey Rock, it's Trips. I heard about your movie ticket sales. Yeah, you want to come back and face either Cody or Roman for this year's WrestleMania? It's up to you." Like it did that bad.
I think they've killed this turn anyways. That would kill the Cena turn for good. I think they killed it. I think he was honest in his promo when he said that he and his friend made good TV essentially. But that's all it turned out to be, and then they left him high and dry. I think that's exactly what happened. I think there was a grander story. The Rock bailed to go make a movie that apparently nobody wants to see, and left Cena to be a bad guy with no substance behind it.
Yeah.
So he bailed and turned around. I could see Cody being a bad guy. Cody's been the edgier, maybe not always the fan favorite. Even AEW, he was that way. So I could see him being a bad guy. And they already did ruin, in my opinion, they ruined 6 months of Cena's farewell tour.
Yeah.
And there's nothing they're gonna do is gonna fix that.
Yeah, they made that suck. All that people wanted to do was cheer for Cena, and they just tried to make it miserable for people, but they wouldn't give in.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. He did tell him to go F himself. But enough time has passed. I think they do want to explore a Cody heel turn at some point. And you could easily just have it change at the sake of Cena wasn't cut out for it. Both of those guys saw it, and they decided, you know what? I'll take you up on it, Rock. I want this. I want that. I want a bigger tour bus. I want this. You can make all that happen. You know, I want to be treated like the star that I have been for carrying this company. Now, the question becomes is how do you do that with Seth's character on the other side being the Vision? Somehow the Vision would have to almost become a good guy group, which I feel like they are. Like, he has a valid argument in the vignettes. Works so hard with you to conquer Roman Reigns in the bloodline, and then 6 months later, you're his partner. I, too, would be really annoyed if I was Seth. I'm not going to lie. I would also be really annoyed if I worked my ass off, lost my title, had a knee injury, took a chair shot to the back so we can conquer this beast, and then you 6 months later, bygones are bygones, and I'll be your buddy now. So I think Seth has a really good point. You're actually probably right.
Yeah.
Cut to October 2026. Cody's still going to be his weird face, and Randy's still going to be staring at the title. Yeah. You're probably 100% right. Can't lie. They just got to get more creative ways for Randy to stare at it. Like, I don't know, maybe with like binoculars one time, a magnifying glass another time. Maybe next time he's scoping out with like a black light. He's just different ways to inspect this title and stare at it.
Has a telescope in the upper deck.
Yeah, he's in one of the suites, and he's just like staring. They cut to it's just him staring at the title belt on the little podium.
And he looks up and he sees like everyone's watching him, and he's like, "Oh shit."
Yep. I don't know if my federation would be better, but it'd definitely be funnier.
I mean, you get along with Vince and his funny scenarios. That's comedy. Like, thought we were wrestling.
We could use a laugh. I got a match I got to show you. I got the DVD of it. My like maybe one of my favorite wrestling matches of all time was an indie match with Colt Cabana, uh, Grado, who's a British wrestler, versus To Infinity and Beyond, which is Colin Delaney of ECW fame and Cheech, and it's just ridiculous. There's one point where Colt Cabana gets tagged in, and he's like, I was legal. Why did you tag me?" Like he's like, "Is that even a thing we can do? Like, are you legal? I'm in the ring and legal." Like, there's a lot of like weird, bizarre tag stuff that happens. It's just a goofy ass match, but it's hilarious all the way through.
Well,
Um,
my favorite is, well, it doesn't age well because Joey Ryan got all that shit accused of him, but Joey Ryan versus
oh,
badass
Billy
Billy
Gunn.
Gunn.
Yeah,
Suck it, touch it, suck it, touch it.
little
Oh, we
girl
got
runs
to
up the
see
ring.
that live. That was great.
Yeah, that little kid runs up to the ring. You guys gonna ever wrestle? Because there were no barricades, so the little girl just runs up to the side. You guys, and Billy Gunn is like full hearted, like going, honestly, what we're doing here is better than what's going to happen when we wrestle. Like,
Yeah, like this is really my shtick here. Wrestling wasn't my strong suit.
well, I mean, Billy Gunn could go. They
Well,
never let him.
yeah,
They never let him. But
but
Joey Ryan,
yeah,
there's a guy who was more about his gimmick than his matches.
yeah, but also Billy Gunn was always modest too.
Yeah, that's true. He's actually a really humble badass. Really, I mean, I'm tall, very tall too. Uh,
Yeah, he starts being humble about his wrestling. He's just like, they made me a cowboy once.
right.
That's how well I could wrestle. They made me a cowboy. I'm not
Yeah.
a cowboy.
Big Billy Gunn fan here. Big Billy Gunn fan.
Yeah.
In 2030, he's gonna be touching the title with his eyes. He's just like eyeball on the title belt. He'll miss 2 more weeks after that for pink eye. Yeah. Yeah, he's held it a whole bunch. Why is he so big at staring at it? Like he knows what it looks like. It seems excessive, Randy. Calm it down. I wonder if the title can file a restraining order against Randy. Just like the New Day was trying to do petitions to save the Spanish announce table for a while. But it was a better episode, though. I agree. What else did we like about it? You missed us ranting about disliking the entrances, or me disliking the entrances. Uh,
Yeah, instead of staring at puppies now, it's just staring at the title. Yeah, had Jerry the King Lawler aim. We're going puppies.
yeah, very true.
Yeah. So what was that? The word I was hearing is like he got offered a bigger contract and he's still like, nah, I'm out of here.
I mean,
Like
he was
contract for more
getting
money.
decent TV time for a while there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, right now it's like if you go to AEW, there's like at least a 50% chance you end up in Don Callis' family. The thing is approaching corporate ministry level in size. It's like half the roster right now. But yeah, I think it does make a lot of sense, especially with Andrade there.
Maybe that's why he didn't take the new offer because it's just like I already got a plan over here and I'm leaving. I already made up my mind.
Yeah, very likely. It's very possible. I think AEW is gaining a little bit of ground. So,
I kind of at this I've never been against AEW not gaining ground. So I kind of think I'm more for them gaining ground right now because if they gain ground, I'm hoping it improves the product of WWE, and we have more nights like tonight where like, hey, it got better, and hopefully it can keep getting better. But they gotta they gotta clean up some of those redundancies. Whatever the pacing was with the matches and whatnot, um, I can't explain it, but it seems like all three of us agree that it's just like they did something right, something better because we weren't just this like oh the same old fucking shit.
I'm not keeping up with the 2025 invasion angle. So outside knowing Matt Cardona's in it, I don't know who else is in the invasion angle of that. To be honest with you,
Ugh.
also big Cardona fan because he spent a lot of time on the indie scene here, and he and Chelsea Green are two of the nicest people I've ever met in person in the wrestling scene. So,
That,
um,
that 2001 invasion angle, that god damn, too many fucking egos got in the way of making that good. You
that
had
should have been amazing. And yeah, it got screwed
you
up.
you got so much of this talent that was built somewhere else that you didn't have to have your ego fuck it up. You could have used it to your advantage and just had phenomenal ratings, but you just decided you want to shit on all of them to go like, we won. We already know you got everybody. Fucking use
Well,
it well, idiots.
yeah.
Disappointed all of us.
Well, he did pick a few favorites from the ECW group and the WCW group that he did like. Vince did like. I mean, RVD and the Dudleys got highlighted like crazy eventually.
Well, I mean that wasn't.
That was part of Invasion. Rob
Yeah,
Van Dam versus it was Team ECW versus Jeff Hardy at literally the pay per view called Invasion.
yeah, but I'm talking about the ones that he. It was the WCW invasion people that he shit on because he was investing in ECW.
Not much.
Yeah, but
People still weren't getting paid.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because Heyman wasn't paying him because Vince was paying Heyman, but I think Heyman
Not
was.
much.
Yeah, but it was still something. They were basically them and WCW were using them as like a farm system. Like, pay
Well, they
attention
stole
to what's
everything
going
from
on
him.
here.
They stole the
Well,
whole
yeah,
brand. They stole the whole attitude. They did.
yeah,
They stole the gimmick.
yeah. The both of them did.
Yeah. Well, WCW did it very poorly, but yes.
Yeah, um, yeah. They did kind of a sadder version of Raven's Flock. I mean, they got some build up to it, but it was just another one where it was just like it just fizzled out, kind of
Yeah.
like Hogan Sting did.
Yeah. Well, I think the only one that went on out of the Ravens flock. I mean, Perry Saturn just progressively got weirder. But Kidman worked out fine.
Yeah, um,
But they didn't. They couldn't progress Raven's storyline the way that Paul Heyman did in ECW. But actually, I think the entire documentary that Raven has coming out soon, which I sent you the
yeah,
IG story for that one, talks about how much Paul Heyman loves Raven's character and building that character the way they did. So I just don't
yeah,
think anybody could have done what they did. And I think Raven was kind of doomed no matter where he went after that. Not doomed, but not be at the same level of belovedness as he was with the ECW crowd too. Because the ECW crowd related to him because his appearance, his attitude, his I don't really give a
Still to this day, I'm amazed by that crowd not like getting that upset about the crucifixion spot with Sandman, where
dude. I've
Raven
been to
had to
indie
come out
crowds. They
and
don't care.
apologize.
The indie crowds do not care.
Well,
They
why did that one? Why did he have to get back out there and apologize to them?
did that not cause like Kurt Angle not to come out or something like that?
Uh, yeah, and it caused Kurt Angle to be like, D- don't you show my face on this televised ever
So that was
again.
probably part of it. Is that I'm sure Kurt Angle was billed to be there, and if he's
Yeah.
not coming out, then Raven's got to go apologize for the reason why he's not coming out.
Well,
But I mean,
them the wrestlers that talk about like that was a line that they crossed that was not okay there.
right? I mean, I don't know if the fan base truly felt that way or not. I'm sure
I
some did.
I guess I'm with you on that. That's why I'm still surprised about it to this day. Where it was like them, they cared.
Right. I don't think the fans cared. I think maybe some of the wrestlers cared more because a lot of them didn't. There are some wrestlers who did not really want to wrestle that style, but went there because they weren't employed by the other brands.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be part of that style, and they eventually had to if they wanted to stay there. But I bet you there were some people who had a different moral compass than that crowd did, for example, and were offended by that backstage. And to save the locker room a little bit, and some fans probably weren't, because I mean, you still had some father son scenarios. Maybe some fathers weren't okay with it, but
Yeah.
I think overall, having my experiences at indie crowds, I highly doubt that a majority of that crowd actually was offended. I think that was more of a move for Kurt Angle, more of a move for the locker room, more of the move for any local newspapers or scene magazines at the time that may have been there. More of a public save face than it was for the fans. I think the fans would be the last ones who actually have cared, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
I was watching, I was a fan, but I wasn't at it, so I couldn't say. But that'd be my guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think their fans actually did epitomize that one shirt. I'm politically incorrect and damn proud of it. And I think they embraced every opportunity to be politically incorrect, and I highly doubt that was something that they felt stepped over for a majority of the fans. We haven't talked at all about Cena versus Styles.
Not well. We got on this tangent.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
it,
I'm not hyped about it, but I'm just like I know those two together will put on a good match.
yeah. This is they booked this the same way AEW books a match. Very little story, very much just based on the match, and it will be good. I mean, that's all there is to it. And you know what? I kind of respect it because what's the point in building a storyline? You know Cena's gone at the end of the year,
Yeah,
and
there's
you know
definitely one of
Styles is
those.
gone sometime next year. So there's no point to build out this long story. It just is just two dudes that want to have a match, and we're gonna have a match.
Yeah, that was a good way to do it, and that was partly how Cena kind of dressed um, before he started his 1 year tour, where he came out the one show, like I don't know, like a year ago or so, and just went like, "All right, yeah, I'm gonna do this last year tour. So if you want to get in the ring with me, put your name in the hat. Let's do this.
Yep.
Otherwise, shut the fuck up."
Well, Cena was a really good character and worker in the sense that, and I hadn't thought of this while he was doing it, but you could build an entire story arc over the course of years with him, or he was so good that he could do an open challenge nightly, build the storyline with his promo. My office chair is falling apart, so it's falling apart on me. One of those things like the leather's coming off. Anyways,
Oh,
build the story with his promo, then have a match all in one segment. Like he could do the whole thing.
yeah,
And so he used him that way, where he'd have open challenges. And then that did kind of work in the Kevin Owens when he came up from NXT. Because that's what happened. Kevin Owens came up from NXT back when NXT still had the big X belt and talked about how his belt was better and he liked that brand better and everything else like that. But that was one of the times that they actually took an open challenge a little bit further. But otherwise, he'd have open challenge matches where he built the story in the promo and then had the match all in like 1 to 2 segments. He was that good. Yeah. So, he feels like the perfect character for this too, where it's just like big fight. John's going to show up for the big fight, and it's him and Styles, and it should be fun. Yeah. I mean, it's Cena's something really remarkable. The more I thought about it and how he conducted himself in the ring and on promos and stuff like that, the way he could carry stuff, elevate people, be a test marker for other people in terms of their promo skills. It's just
he's another one where, in hindsight, like, I failed to appreciate him at the time. Like, too involved with seeing him as the new golden goose that got further away from what I liked watching.
Right.
And therefore probably unfairly just got behind the fucking Cena sucks, Super
it's
Cena
fine.
Wins all the time. But
that hate is something that helped build his character. The Cena sucks, Cena's, let's go Cena sucks chants were huge. So you can't have one without the other. So you were very important.
But at the same time, I was recognizing that it's like, okay, they're going PG era, and you factor in so many other factors of why. But one of the things would be to build a new crop of wrestling fans, the kids. You just went through all the stuff where, like, the kids, like, weren't really allowed to watch, and us kids were becoming adults and moving on to, like, UFC. So it was kind of time to build a new crop.
I mean, I was there watching as a kid, and watching UFC as well.
Oh, well,
I was watching both as a kid.
Oh, yeah. You were a very early adopter of UFC because you did tournaments, and you're just like, oh shit, they got like this fucking.
Yeah, I was watching like the Attitude Era and ECW at 12, and
I mean, yeah, we were. I mean, for me, I was sneaking like ECW and shit like that.
That wasn't the norm, supposedly, according to Francine.
Oh no.
No. I was like, as I was talking to Francine and Shane Douglas, because they came to our local place at least 2 or 3 times, and we would be talking, and I'd be like, yeah, I used to watch everything on a little black and white screen TV, because you guys were only on the cat here, and I go, so I had multiple TVs going, but I was watching that one primarily, and then every pay-per-view, I'd have 10 to 15 kids probably over in my house to watch every pay-per-view, and she's like, so your dad, your parents let you watch that? I'm like, yeah. No, it's fine. He 100% also knew I was jumping off of rooftops, but that's a different story.
Yeah, I mean,
and so she's like, so you had one of the cool dads. I'm like, yeah, I guess, and that,
Yeah. When your mom got sick, your dad didn't give a shit. He's just like, yeah, it's fine.
Right.
He got you and understood your temperament, and just like we already did a good job on this kid. He's fine. It's just fine. My parents knew it too. At one point, I swear to God, they're just like, "Oh, wish we would have got that, Matt." I brought that up once, and they're like, "How could you say that?" I'm like, I don't know. I kind of grew up thinking I was like the bad kid, at least out of me and my brother, and they're just like, "Well, you kind of were." I'm like, "Well, yeah, kind of. I wasn't that bad. It's just like." You were sneaking out of the house to go get laid in the middle of the night while you're in high school. I'm like, yeah, but you only knew about the one time. They're like, there was more? I'm like, yeah, there's a lot more. Aren't you glad you only knew about the one time? Yeah, until now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not watching Chad again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with him. Los Americanos ruins this match as the end of Triple H, I assume.
No, when Oh, end of trip. Oh yeah, I guess that would be no. That L is
End
so
of
far
Triple
away
L?
from.
The, are we doing like Lucha Americanos times three? Triple L? I just assumed Trips being poor writing and screwing up this massive match.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's supposed to be typos or trying to be sneaky with what
I
trying to
can't
get across
imagine.
to us.
I mean, what do you? This way you save face and Cena can win, and there's no and Styles doesn't lose. I guess would be why you would do that, and to push the Judgment Day, Los Americanos, Dominic feud with AJ. So I see why you're saying that now that I think about it, Ghostface. There's a lot of reasons why they would do that. And you're right. I hope it doesn't go that way. Come to think of it.
Would they do that? Have like Dom interfere and then there's a Cena Dom match?
The only way it makes sense for a Cena Dom match is if Cena really wants to put Dom over on his way out.
Yeah. Which I could see Cena maybe getting on board with that, just like liking what this kid's doing and how far he's like grown.
Yeah, I could see that. But at some point, you've got to slow down the rocket ship that is Dom, right? Like,
Not necessarily.
does he have the character and mic chops to be on this trajectory?
I think so because I think he can play it confident, and then he can also play it as like the stupid young man slash boy that doesn't
It's got to
understand
stop
that
at some
women
point.
are upset.
The stupid young man, that's got to stop at some point. If
Well,
he's gonna
you let more of the confidence take over at that point.
if he's gonna beat people like John Cena and Rusev and some heavy hitters,
Well,
he's gotta he can't be like
so
fumbling and bumbling his way into every win like he's been.
so I meant like confidence in the ring and more like that stumbling
Oh, he's working
bumbling
great in the ring.
like
I'm not
that
disagreeing with
like
you.
the stumbling and bumbling when say it's like for like maybe when Liv comes back and deals with what's been going on.
I meant like the way he's winning in the ring, for example,
Mm-hmm.
um, with the quick pins, things like that. And then once that's done, you can have him have more confidence, but I don't know if he's got the speaking chops right now to be someone who beat Cena. Like that's a big mantle to put there. Um,
Mm.
and I don't know if that makes sense for him to do right now because then you put a different level of expectation on this kid and like you can't really let him go in and kick off Raw. You can't let him go in and kick off a show and lead a show. He doesn't have that same type of aura or mic skill yet. He's not a Roman. He's not, a Cena. He's not one of these guys yet. And I just think beating Cena fast tracks you a little bit further than I would like to see him, me personally.
Yeah, I don't know. I
AJ tonight is going to be me if Cody beats Seth. Again, motherfucker. Listen, I don't know if you're hearing it for it or not, but the only way that Cody beats Seth is if they want to squash Vision. If they don't know what they're doing with the Vision, they want to get rid of it. They gave themselves an off ramp. That's all I can see. Otherwise, I don't see any way Cody wins again.
I hope they don't. I was actually interested in what they were gonna do with the Vision until they decided to kind of split it in half for the AJ Lee return. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it's just like, no, come on, keep telling whatever the story is. Go for it, because it's like, why do I always forget Triple H, Ric Flair, Batista?
Evolution.
Yeah, I always forget Evolution. feel like trying to call it Revolution for some fucking stupid reason. It, I mean, it's like not a recreating of that, but like kind of like doing the same idea. Put the two veterans, the one that goes for the big title, Seth, and then you got your wise men, Ric
I think that's kind of what
Flair-esque in a
Ghostface is
way.
getting at too. If he wins clean to prove that he is now 2005's Triple H.
Yeah. Honestly, I think he ought to win, and I'd say, yeah, win clean. Um, I mean, Cody's cemented in there, but I want to see more from
Is he
Seth
cemented
and the
in there? Is he a
Vision.
Hall of Famer? Is he cemented?
Is Cody a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Is that a serious question?
In WWE terms, yeah.
I I think so. At this point,
So it took 2 years. That's all
I,
it took.
at at this point, I think it's
I'm
his
kind of with you,
whole.
Ghostface.
I think it's his whole career where he.
Right, but that's not how WWE works. WWE doesn't work that way. It's not the Wrestling
No.
Hall of Fame. It's WWE Hall of Fame. They don't even acknowledge you went someplace else 99% of the time.
Well, they could still get away with not acknowledging that he went anywhere or did anything else. He could simply say, like, he starts out this one gimmick, doesn't like it, leaves as Stardust,
Right.
comes back doing his own thing, and, I mean, just takes over. I mean,
Yeah,
without Cena here,
so they have to not acknowledge the part that he helped start a rival brand just to get attention.
Well, if they're gonna do it that way, then that's the way they're gonna do it. But I mean, he is the guy. He is number one with the kids right now.
I thought that was your boy.
Jay's really good with it, but if they're starting to turn him heel, that's gonna drop. I kind of.
I think Cody's gonna turn.
It. We'll see what happens, but
yeah, I don't think from a WWE standpoint, I don't think that at least not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's gonna have to be a minute. The accolades compared to, like, say, The Miz, for example, the number of titles and everything else, and reigns and times of reigns, and like, I just a great wrestler. If there's a pro wrestling Hall of Fame in general, he definitely deserves to be in it first ballot. But I don't think WWE wise he deserves to be in there right away.
Right away, no. But eventually throwing him in there after he's retired, like some 10 years after he's retired,
it would be a minute. He'd be, and I don't think he'd be the star of the class.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you there, but I still think future is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's heavily predicated on 2 years worth of work, though.
Do you think Michelle McCool's a Hall of Famer?
Her husband is.
Exactly. I don't think she is. And that's also another factor where he's risen to this stardom where, he was just stuck as Stardust. And it's like, fuck this, I can be something more. Proves himself. Okay, well, we're gonna leave out how he kind of did that. He did all in WWE.
They could show some of the New Japan stuff and the indie circuits and stuff like that, where he actually played more of a heel in all that time. He had the black hair for a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Joined the Bullet Club for part of it.
Yeah.
So
he's had all this other stuff to rise up to become this. They're not going to say exactly how, but we say they left. But then it's also
she may have to wrestle at least one match.
But there's also the tie-in with his father and his brother.
Right, they did nothing with his brother. They made his brother into a character that was ridiculous.
Eventually, it was ridiculous. Yeah, at first it was pushing boundaries in the 90s.
Okay, that's fair, but I mean,
and he was, for the most part with the company for years. There was a little bit of back and forth, and he's not in it currently, but
No, he's still loving it up in AEW.
True. But I think even he's a future Hall of Famer just because that Gold Dust character is, I mean, just in WWE is just, it's an iconic character, whether you liked it or
You're
not.
not wrong. I'd say that his brother, as Goldust, has a better chance getting in as a Hall of Famer for that character than Stardust does.
Yeah. But, well, I definitely would say Stardust would
Yeah, but
belong
that's
next.
what they thought of him, essentially. They did have him team with Ted DiBiase's kid for a while and some stuff like
Yeah.
that, too.
Yeah.
But
But I think it's just,
Michelle McCool wasn't bad, by the way. Do I think she should have jumped to the Hall of Fame? No, but there was such a scarcity of women that the ones that were getting used were doing good things, and a lot of them do deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But
how long was
um,
she in the company? What I think I saw was 2 years.
that's plenty of time for Cody.
Well, Cody had all this time
Yeah,
before that.
at Stardust and as a tag team with Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yeah, where he just kind of floundered as mid card and wanted more, and WWE said, "No, we like you here," and he went, "No, I can be more." Came back as more and has proved himself. I mean, it,
Would they say no? Yeah, there's a Seth tells not Seth, Cody tells a really good story about the ref and Ted and that whole situation. That's definitely a better story to go listen. Just Google Cody, Ted, ref, and you'll get the story.
yeah,
But Seal will probably go in the Hall of Fame eventually, but Mox has to be part of it because I feel like Seth and Roman would say no if he was without the. I don't know. I think they might say no, but Mox was a tough character for that. I understand as a person because, like, you would be like, "We're going on here in a few minutes," and Mox would be nowhere to be found. Um, Moxie be nowhere to be found, and then just show up as the music hit, and they just start walking down the stairs. Like, okay, I guess I don't know where the hell he was for the past 3 hours, but hey, he's here on his cue. That's all that matters.
yeah. Well, Triple H has a history of patching things up, so
Yeah, the history is they have the Hall of Fame, and people want to be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah,
That's the history.
and to be in the Hall of Fame with that group that really originally got those three over so that they can move on to these solo careers. I think that's something that Triple H could really talk him into.
It helped, but they both Seth and Roman were NXT champions before.
True, but was Mox.
I don't think Mox was.
That's the point there. I mean, yeah, sure, NXT champions, but put them together as a group on the main roster, it exploded like pretty much right away with the three of them, did it not? As far as I remember, it did.
Pretty quickly, yeah.
Pretty quickly. Left a really.
So who
big
inducts
mark.
him? Punk?
It could.
Because that was the start of their run, is they were Punk's little bodyguards.
Yeah. Maybe there's someone that's.
I thought Roman did have it. Was he just FCW? I know he was in NXT, but did he win an FCW? Is that what I'm thinking? Yeah, because Seth was like the first one. That's actually before it was a show on the network. Because that's actually what brought me back in, was watching NXT, the show on the network, and then I went to their live shows and then caught it from there. Because I remember talking to Gary, our friend, about it. He's like, "You mean the contest?" I'm like, "No, the show." He's like, "The contest NXT?" I'm like, "No. There's a show." But that was all new content for the network when it first hit. But
Well,
could be. It could be. You could have the. I'm still leaning towards Punk. The other option isn't an option either because it would be Bray Wyatt because they had the Shield feud with. Now the Flock is in my head. Bray Wyatt's group. I can't think of right now.
oh,
The name of.
The White family.
Thank you.
That's all it
yeah,
was
just
the
gone.
White family.
Just gone.
It's not
That was gone.
Sick, but White family.
Heyman's another possibility too, because Heyman was technically the one in the storyline paying the Shield to be the bodyguard, so to speak. And then the Wyatt family. That was the big feud everybody was waiting to see. Was that one when they squared off? But yeah, they'll get in. Mox will be there. Everybody wants to be in the Hall of Fame. It's the only Hall of Fame that matters. I think Tony Khan could actually steal part of that notoriety if he actually made a real Hall of Fame. Like if there was a physical place, like down in Jacksonville, you could go see, he might be able to start stealing some of that fame because there really is no WB Hall of Fame. They talked about it when Vince still had it. That's true. They did keep beating Ryback's ass. Forgot about that. Yeah. But yeah, they actually made a real building. Feed me more. Wasn't that his saying at the time?
Yeah, feed me more.
I think if they actually did a real Hall of Fame, it might steal some luster from WWE's because all WWE has is a big ass warehouse where they hold Shotzi's tank for hostage. She wanted her tank back. They wouldn't even sell it to her.
Yeah, so, I mean, they
had
the warehouse with all the old stuff. Like that's where the SmackDown fist is. It's sitting in the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's still there.
You got to go to WrestleMania. You got to pay $1 bazillion and go to WrestleMania, and then you'll see some of the stuff brought out at Access.
Yeah.
So when I went to Access, they had a whole bunch of like, Asuka's gear. They had old title belts. They had Warrior stuff at the time. They had a whole display of a lot of the past, but you had to, and we had Saturday Night Main Events entrance ramp and entrance way area over there. But if you don't go to WrestleMania, you're not going to see these displays. Yeah. Cena's got a headline 2026, right?
I'd say no. This is the last year. He's not making it to 2026.
You meant for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, for a Hall of Fame. Okay.
Hey, listen, Stephanie could have some hella stories, man. I'm watching Stephanie's speech. She could have a lot of stories talking about being put up on Undertaker's cross thing. Yeah. Wait, time out. That's okay, but Raven gets in trouble?
Yeah, I mean, they did to Stone Cold too. They stuck him up there on the entrance ramp up above Taker, and Stone Cold's like, please don't fucking break and Owen hurt me.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's okay, I'm gonna have to have a question with Angle's moral compass here. It seems like a few more dollars made it okay. And it fit the character better. I get it because Undertaker, blah blah blah. It makes sense. I get it. I was just throwing out there like, wait a minute, there were crosses and all kinds of stuff going on.
Was Angle actually in the company for the Ministry or for the Ministry of Darkness or corporate ministry? I don't think he was.
Was he in TNA already? I don't think he was in TNA.
No. I mean, you know how Taker went from that to the American Badass.
Right.
When did Angle show up? Did he show up at the end of like Ministry Taker? Or did he show up
I want to say he was there then.
Badass time.
Kane showed up in what, 98?
96. '97, I think.
Okay, 97.
I just watched something recently about
No,
that.
you're good. And you know the character better than I do. So, um,
Yeah, a little
so
bit.
in 97 he was still dark and evil. Austin was running around. The Rock was running around at the time. Yeah, wasn't that the same time as like when Angle tried to pretty much kill Shane McMahon with the entrance ramp?
Was the entrance ramp or the glass
The
at the
glass
top?
in the entranceway is what I
Oh,
meant.
yeah, when it was supposed to be candy glass and it wasn't. And they were
Yeah,
just
that was
like,
like
oh,
2000,
it's like
2001,
this
wasn't it?
plexiglass. I'll just ram your fucking head through it. There we go. Problem solved.
Yeah, it was ballpark same time frame, maybe a little bit, but and if it happened before, then he really has no excuse. He shouldn't have wanted to been there.
I'm gonna have to look that up and figure out timelines
True,
here.
but it was bad enough when Hunter spoke for 3 hours and everyone was sleeping. Yeah, Hunter wasn't great, but I think Stephanie has more charisma than her husband. And I think people just like Stephanie better.
All the wrestlers were kind of fucking tired too because they just fucking performed. So of course they're falling asleep in their
Yeah,
chairs.
but holding it after a SmackDown was a bad idea.
I mean, I guess that was a good way to get them to get some sleep because usually they're all wired after performing. They get all dressed up, go there, sit down in seats, and just nod off like old
Yeah.
men. I enjoyed listening to Triple H talk. I've always enjoyed his storytelling where he's just sitting down talking. I've always found him funny. I understand some people are just like, oh, I like Trips. I like the man.
I like trips too, but yeah, it's tough at that. I didn't make it to it. I fell asleep before he was done talking.
I watched.
I had to go. I had to go back and rewatch it. But it's going on 1 a.m. my time. I gotta get going to sleep here in a minute. But we'll talk. I'll talk about the last thing here, which is who inducts Cena. Kurt, Edge, Stephanie. They all had a role in it. Edge, you could argue, is one of his biggest rivals. Same with Kurt, and then Stephanie.
Edge is the problem if he's still in AEW. That's a little screwed.
He seems like right now he's on the alumni page. No, I'm sorry, they didn't change that. He's still on the main page, but they changed his name again. That's what they did. So Edge probably will still be there in AEW. So you're right. So that would be the problem with Edge. Kurt or Stephanie.
I don't know me glazing Jey Uso why that made me like Triple H.
He's just judging your character.
They're
That's all.
not the fucking same. Ghostface, can you guess my favorite wrestler ever? He's retired and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Taka Michinoku.
Shut up.
He had the Michinoku driver. He's the crucial part of history.
Let's see if he can throw out the name and actually get it.
Ultimo Dragon was always good. I liked him.
No, the fucking Undertaker.
We're old, dude. We're old. So
Since
yeah.
I was like 6 or 7, seeing him come out, all the other kids were like, "Oh, they were scared of him." I was fucking intrigued. Walking out like he was a goddamn zombie before the whole zombie craze, was everything. No, it was the Undertaker. Fucking sit up, no sell shit Undertaker. Freak people out. Oh, he sat up. That Undertaker. So.
We're going back really old. 6 or 7. Seeing him come out, not making it weird.
Yeah. So, whatever age I was for 1990. Because I would have had to have been seeing them on just the like normal cable TV shows that would show. I didn't see him at Survivor Series when he debuted. I didn't see that shit. I wasn't getting no pay-per-views back then.
Weird child. It was a Ultimate Warrior or a Repo Man at that age.
I am now 42.
Coco Beware, actually. Also.
Oh yeah. God. talking about how like he spiked Coco and then Coco had beef with him in the back and wouldn't let him go. He's like, "You want me to take you out into the parking lot and kick your ass, Coco?" He's just like, "You spiked him. Now you're gonna kick his ass."
Yeah, but he was afraid of fighting the Road Warriors as a newbie. That's another story he told the
Yeah.
One Dead Man show.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
40.
Anyways, he's 40. I'm 42. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we go back a ways.
Yeah, a bit, but
But I actually fell out of wrestling for a long time. Then I got back into it
so did
with
I.
WCW. Then I fell out of it again. Or no, I didn't fall out of it again. I transitioned to ECW, and then probably about 03, 04, fell back out of it again. Kept an eye on it, but didn't care that much. Didn't watch a whole lot. And then 2012, it was literally NXT that brought me back in.
I
NXT brought me back in.
I had a spot in the 90s where I missed the very beginning of the Attitude Era, where like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall went over to WCW, started that whole thing, and then like Austin Rock really kicking off, basically because my dad's just like, okay, we got like one TV with cable, and I don't want to sit here and watch wrestling with you boys. We ain't watching wrestling anymore. And he like just cut it off for like a year or two. I totally missed that transition. And then wrestling had exploded. I'm like, what's going on? And that's when he's just like, fine, we'll get you fucking cable upstairs. I don't want to watch this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glazing the guy that yeets because he's good with the kids. I'm actually having an appreciation for the fucking wrestlers that do really good with the kids and do the Make-A-Wish shit. You know how I was talking about earlier tonight where I didn't appreciate John Cena? I didn't appreciate him being good with the kids. I kind of recognized him with like, okay, well, it's really good. He's good with the kids. But I didn't like him. I was getting sick of Cena fucking being Super Cena and
Which
winning
is
everything.
fine. You can still appreciate and still not want his character to be good.
So now, after grown as a human being, I like seeing Jay, coming through the stands, picking up kids and yeeting with the fucking kids.
I'm seriously gonna go to bed here in a minute. So, but the last thought is, what the hell happened with the entrance? Why did the Usos miss their cue?
It does suck that he gets blown up. That's probably why he doesn't have the
Yeah.
title on him anymore. Okay, what now, Matt?
Why did they miss their cue?
Who was this? The Usos?
Usos. The music started and no one came out for a minute.
I don't know. It's a security issue up in
Maybe
the crowd back there. I don't know.
But even the announcers were like, "Okay, where are they at?"
And who knows? I legit guess security issue. I don't know. Couldn't get people to fuck out the way. But usually they block that off ahead of time. I don't know.
Yeah, they've done this a million times.
Maybe I don't know.
That could be maybe they got lost. They were on the wrong section, like they weren't high enough up.
Yeah. I guess partly Cena's also doing well. Actually, I can't say he's quite doing. I guess he's doing something different, but a lot of times he kind of runs up into the ring, slides in. I guess it's not as much as pumping your arms up and down a whole bunch. That's probably why. That's why he gets blown up. He's just that yeeting fucking. He's spending a bunch of oxygen. He's getting himself tired before matches. It's like how Ultimate Warrior would come out and have a shit ton of energy and then be blown up for the match.
No, that only happened against Hogan. Like every other one of his matches only went like literally 30 seconds to a minute purposely.
Yeah, but you can't have that sort of squash match with Hogan.
Right. That's why the one time he was blown up is because of that. But typically he would run out and do his thing and hit his gorilla press, did the splash, get up, get the pin, and then run around and run out of the ring and run back to the locker room. It was ridiculous.
That was his favorite as a kid, the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, I wasn't a smart kid.
Yeah. But it made for fun arguments where you're just like, oh yeah, they had Undertaker threw him in the casket, but did you see the inside of that his casket? He scratched the living hell out of it. It's just like, ah, great. So you tore up the upholstery. Who gives a shit? Still got him
Almost clawed through that metal.
he, he did beat the Undertaker in a body bag match. He zipped him up in a body bag, and then the body bag sat up.
Yep. All right, I'm going to bed, guys.
Yeah.
It's 1 a.m.
We talk all night, but you gotta get going. Wife wants something from me, so I gotta go check in on her.
It's been fun, Ghostface.
Yeah, it's been fun glazing our favorites with you there, Ghostface.
Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I don't even know where to end with that. So it's been fun. We'll talk to you guys again. We should try to do something over the weekend, but I can't guarantee it because we got Crown Jewel at way too early in the morning on Saturday.
I hope Knight does clear, and I hope he actually starts getting a shot at some of the big titles and wins one, and at least holds it for at least a couple months. That man's fucking earned it.
Agreed. I just don't see how you do it.
I just fucking hire some goddamn better writers. Get it done. All right. Anyways.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. All right. We'll be back at this again.